Come on, YouTube. Get the content. I'm waiting for YouTube to let me know that the content is up. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I haven't screwed this up. I haven't. Good. Welcome to Knuston Farm yet again. Didn't stream on Tuesday, if you didn't miss it. Well, everybody missed it, including me. Didn't stream on Tuesday if you missed yesterday's stream of American Truck Simulator, or didn't see the VOD, or didn't get in contact with anything to do with the channel, which is odd. I was asleep all of Tuesday because after Monday's mini breakdown, because it was a mini breakdown, I will admit that, I kind of just needed to sleep. I needed to rest. It was partially frustration with various things going on. I did get some bad news before I started that stream as well. And that news hasn't improved. I don't see it improving, to be quite honest. And yeah, I just needed to take a day and sleep and just stay in bed, and I did that. Now I'm okay yet again. So let's get Farm Sim up and running. I've got hopefully chat is gonna work today. I've cleared it already, so hopefully that's gonna work. If there's somebody in chat, which there may well be, feel free to say hi. I do want to check that chat is working right. And that my overlay is in fact working, because I have cleared the chat. So in theory it should work. In fact, I'm just going to send a test message real quick. Test message. Lol. And hopefully, if I open up OBS again, yes, the chat overlay is working. Lovely. I was concerned. So let's get into Farm Sim, where I've just realised I forgot to do something. Never mind. I was doing some testing in Project Cars before this, and I kind of forgot to change my settings. There we go. Now we can hop into Farm Sim, because it shouldn't have made too much of a difference. And let me get into position real quick. And the volumes and everything are okay. Kind of forgot to double check that. So today, can't remember if I finished doing all the nitrogen spreading. Actually, if I didn't, most likely be on this field. I've checked all the fields and they all seem to have nitrogen everywhere, so I'm guessing all the nitrogen spreading is done. Today we're out in the Deutz again, because that's the tractor that had the fertilizer spinner attached. And today we're going to spread some lime to knock down the pH of the fields. Now the joy with lime is that it shows up very, very, very clearly on the fields. It means just that be easier for me to see where exactly I'm spreading it. And I know I could probably get away with following the tram lines, but I want to make sure I've got decent coverage, so I'm actually gonna... This tram line I can follow, because it's in a bit from where it should be. That's somewhat intentional. So today we're just going to be... It's probably going to be some general work again, because I do need to make sure, and I know I'm covering up the map mostly, I do need to make sure that everything is up to scratch for when it's time to harvest the fields again and get the grass going. Now, I've just realised I said something last week that I didn't do. Oops. Last week I said I'd engineer a great demand. Hey Bob, how you doing? Last week I said I would engineer a great demand for compost at the garden centre. I didn't do that. Oops. I'm not going to go into the XMLs and edit them now, so if there is a great demand, it is an actual great demand and natural, and I haven't gone and engineered that into the game. Well done to me. I've got a bit of a cough as well today. I will eventually come down with the cold that I've been coming down with for the past like 2 weeks. Bob is very well. That is good to hear, Bob. I'm okay. I've been coming down with a cold for the past like 2 weeks, and it's still on the way. It's just taking its time. I will eventually catch a cold. Or have a full-blown cold. Either that or it'll just blow itself out somehow. That'd be nice. It's kind of irritating just knowing, oh, I'm going to catch a cold soon. Aren't I supposed to drive on the tram lines? Yes, but the spreader doesn't have the capability of spreading that far, unfortunately. So I'm kind of ignoring them for logistical reasons. This spreader is not the one that I recorded the tram lines with. Although I could probably get away with driving on most of the tram lines. The tram lines are set up specifically for the sprayer, which is what I normally use on this field. I need to try and edit the broadcast sprayer so that the work area is larger. And I may do that actually. I might just edit a broadcast sprayer that happens to be in my mods folder to have a decent capacity and be capable of... Can I actually use the tram lines? I haven't actually tried. This is going to be the true test of tramline ability. Because no, see, there's a gap, and I want as much coverage as I can get. Because having the pH wrong is a big problem. pH is very, very sensitive in soil mod, unfortunately. So I kind of have to ignore the tram lines to get the right spread and get the pH correct. I'm going to have a look through my mod folder later on tonight and see if I can potentially edit the work area of and I'm how can I fix this? There's a ZAM 1501 on Marco's website. I might download that and edit the work area. Have you ever thought about doing MP on this map? No, because I can't. This is my own personal edit. I'm not giving it out because I actually respect map makers too much to give out any of the maps that I've edited. So I think the Mulroy edit I did is dead. I deleted it. So that is never going to be seen again. This is my own personal edit. I'm not going to distribute it and show any disrespect to Pretorius, who is, by the way, doing his own new version of Knuston. So Knuston essentially V3 is coming out eventually. It's going to have more stuff than this version. And all I really did was I edited the yards. I edited the main yard, the main farmyard up here. I had to do GRLE swap to do it. Put in the compost master and compost facilities, and threw in a seed master, and I've fiddled with the cow zone as well. Oh yeah, and I put in soil mat tanks. But that's all I did. Does he have a YouTube or Facebook page? Not that I'm aware of. He's on FSUK. I find out a lot of my information about FarmSim from FSUK, so because I find it a lot more reliable than a Facebook page. Because Facebook page is, hey Summer, how you doing today? You're a bit late. You're late, Summer. Be ashamed. I trust FSUK a lot more than I would a Facebook page, because FSUK is arguably unbiased. A Facebook page can have a bias of any given person. Personally, I think FarmSim could be very much improved. I think there's a lot of laziness in map authors and map makers, and that's kind of the reason that I'm doing the whole Donetsk series, is showing, number one, showing how to do a map in my opinion properly, and why I'm cutting some corners and doing some stuff that I don't particularly agree with, even up myself. there are maps out there that... Let's put it this way, there's a reason I'm not doing map spotlights live. I did one and it was just me saying, oh my god, this map is terrible for 20 minutes. Or half an hour, or however long I did that for. And that just didn't feel right to me. You had to rush with the morning chores. I was only joking, Summer. I'm not too long live myself. I had to do some stuff. I still have some stuff to do that I should have done, but I was too busy watching a steampunk band. By the way, what's their name? Steam Powered Giraffes? Really, really good band. I've been watching them all morning, and quite enjoying it as well. Why did I start looking them up? Oh yeah, I found them because I was looking up the song from Fallout, I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire. And it kind of went from there, and I found their YouTube page, and I was like, hey, steampunk robot band thing. And that was my entire morning. Totally worth it. I mean, I'm probably going to get shouted at later because the washing up still needs to be done. All the dishes still need to be done, and I'm hoarding dishes again. Not as bad as I used to, but I'm still hoarding a couple. Mainly from my breakfast. Which is why my bed is so made. That's where I hide them. There's no cup of tea for me to forget today, which is a bonus. It's impossible for me to forget my cup of tea. Why is... I'm seeing frame drops in OBS that are not showing up as frame drops. OBS is having issues. I may have to restart the stream to fix this. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Have I moved my setup? No. Not that I'm aware of. I'm really confused as to what happened in the yard just there, because that wasn't showing up as drop frames in OBS, but it was definitely dropping frames. Because I was not getting it that jumpy. It's doing it again. What's going on? It looks different. Have I moved the webcam, possibly? Oh, I was fiddling around with my monitors. Trying to get them to look decent, and one of them dropped it. I was fiddling with my monitors, and I moved the one that the webcam sat on top of. What can I do to try and fix this? I'm gonna restart the stream. You guys might need to refresh. Because I need to toggle OBS on and off. I've got chocolate today, Summer. You guys probably need to refresh, but I'm gonna toggle I'm gonna restart OBS. Because that's a definite issue. Alright, that should possibly maybe have it fixed. Maybe. Stream... Oh! The stream resumed! Is it because I'm using the same stream key? That's kind of awesome. And... okay, that seems to have fixed the problem. I think it was just OBS having a bizarre issue. Let's see if that's fixed it then, I guess. Hey again, Bob. Sorry for that. I wonder... now I'm interested if that'll show up in the VOD. As a break or something. But I am watching OBS now with, like a hawk to see if... it's still happening, isn't it? Is it still happening? It's still what's going on? Something's not right. Something is very not right. You guys are seeing these random drops as well, where it looks like it's teleporting. Because I'm seeing it in OBS, which means you guys should be seeing it too. There we go again. So I'm just crawling along. It kind of shows up. It doesn't show up the drops as much. I'm just gonna actually drive around at a reasonable speed for a second. Do you see them? You should, because I'm seeing. There's another one. And another. Huh. Is there something going on with the log? No. OBS is just being a derp today, apparently. I wonder, was this happening yesterday too? Gonna swap back to this scene, pause farm sim for a second. I want to see if I can access the OBS log. Log files. Analyze. Okay. Okay, can I... I'm doing this all live, so... Any background update? That could be a thing. There shouldn't be. That needs to go off. Avast is running... I don't know why Bluetooth is on, but it is. I'm not seeing any background updating. This is very odd. Is it now running smoothly? I'm gonna wave my hand like this for a minute and see if that's somehow managed to fix the problem. Hey Matt, I'm good. I'm very, very confused. Let's have a look at the log actually. Real quick. Yeah, the thing is, Summer, it's not happening in Farm Sim, it's happening in OBS. If it was happening in Farm Sim, I'd have noticed it. It's happening in... I'm confused because when I try and play Farm Sim, Matt, everything is fine on my end, but as soon as the video gets into OBS, it jams and starts skipping for some reason. And I'm not quite sure what's causing it. Is Avast downloading an update that I don't know about? No. GeForce Experience wants to do things, it can wait. Everything else is more or less as it should be. Huh. That's odd. That's really, really odd. I'm gonna has there been a skip while I was just on this scene, by the way? I'm gonna have to wait for you guys to see this. So you can answer. Has there been a skip to anybody's knowledge when I was on this scene? Because I've been looking around on my main monitor, trying to figure this out. Because that shouldn't be happening. I want to actually check yesterday's log as well, just to see if anything out of the ordinary is going on. You don't think so? Okay. I'm looking at the logs, and there's no issues. Why am I? Why do I have Britney Spears? Oh my god! How do I report this as spam? Go away! I don't have a car. I hate Twitter spammers because they manage to find one word on like a tweet, on a single tweet, and then they're like, "Hey, did you wreck your car recently?" No, I don't have a car. Um. Also, I look really pale today. I've just noticed. I'm not quite sure why I look so pale. Um. That's a thing. I might need to actually relaunch Farm Sim. That could be the problem. Let's try again. I'll be watching Farm Sim like a hawk. That. Because I do want to actually get stuff done today, but if the game's gonna do wonky things like this the whole time, it's kind of defeats the purpose. I think just looking at it now, whatever the problem is gone. Kind of, mostly. Is it gone now? I'm not entirely sure. It seems to be happening on the stream itself. No, it's still happening. Is it happening just on my stream though, or is it happening through OBS? It's still happening. What's going on? Does that actually help the grass? Yes, Bob, because I'm using soil mod. And I need to keep the pHs in check. That's what I'm doing by spreading fertilizer on the grass. Soil mod affects grass and everything, and it's still doing it. It's still doing the thing. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish fertilizing this field because it's almost done already. And then I'm just going to flat out restart Farm Sim. And check for any weird background processes in Task Manager. I'm going to keep the stream going. It's just going to be me checking Task Manager for a couple of minutes. Because I'm really, really confused as to what's going on. Because this shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be jamming up like that. I'm entirely sure if I'm covering the grass properly here. I'm not. Oh, need to turn this way. And this is a very confusing problem. This is gonna cause me to just become stressed again, isn't it? If this keeps up, I'm just gonna get really, really stressed and stop the stream before I say anything really stupid. Alright, so that field's done. I'm gonna pause the game. I'm gonna save the game, and I'm gonna exit Farm Sim entirely. And because there's nothing showing up in the log, that Farm Sim's just crashed. Okay. So I'm gonna restart Farm Sim. It does help if I go into Steam and not Chrome. And you'll have to deal with headphone users mute for a second because I'm loading up Knuston and the big horns and stuff will happen. Unless I do this and I'll tab out and hope for the best. So I'm gonna real quick check FSUK because I can. I also need to make a new FSUK account. do March 10th. Oh, Homer DLC is out March 10th, by the way. That was announced today by Giants. If anybody is interested, do we have a price? €9.99. You get a Hallmer Terra Dose, a header, a transport trailer for the header, a Terra variant. Oh, you get a weird hook lift thingy. Alright, Bob, see you in a second. You get a funky hook lift thing, a Homer Terra variant 600. You can attach a grain tank, a sugar beet overloader. That's something Giants haven't done. Manure tanker or slurry tanker with that's a modified Zunhammer slurry pack, and a Bergman slurry spreader. I'm not entirely sure if it's worth €10 or $10. Is it $10? Yes, $10 for the DLC, or €10. I don't know if it's actually worth it. I mean, it's going to be a bigger harvester than the one that's in game already, and the Terra variant offers some interesting possibilities because the grain tank, the grain tank attachment for it is an overloader, as is the sugar beet tank. So you can use the Terra variant on the fields and overload into trucks if you really want to. The Zunhammer looks reasonably good, as well as the Vibro, but it's just kind of an edited version of the one that's already in the game. And the manure spreader looks like a manure spreader. But it's just a swap body. I mean, you're paying €10 getting a harvester and a swap body. I'll be getting it. I don't know if it's worth the money. I'll have to make that call in March. And for console people, the console version is also a 10th of March, presumably same price. Presumably with the same equipment. It's probably worth the money on console, but on PC, it's kind of it's a bit of a toss up on PC because like we've got mods. I don't know if it's worth €10 as opposed to getting a modded sugar beet harvester. There we go. And hopefully now, okay, it's something to do with the actual capture. So what I'm gonna do, I can't swap scenes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disable this capture and delete it. I'm gonna real quick actually just make a brand new capture, game capture. Because this happens sometimes where it decides for whatever reason that it wants to go wonky. See, has that fixed it? Yeah, it was just the game capture had failed. By the looks of it, at least. Everything looking solid now? I'm gonna continue and hope that's now fixed the issue. Because I know game capture on OBS can occasionally fail and do exactly that. And I'm hoping that's what the situation was. And no, it's just done it again. I just saw that. It's doing it again. Okay. Let's disable that. Let's actually add let's try a window capture for Farm Sim. It might work. Except it won't because it's not picking up Farm Sim as a window. What else can I do to fix this? I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I'll have to restart Farm Sim again. But if I swap it to windowed mode, which I dislike strongly, should, in theory, how do I hide the toolbar here? Taskbar, properties, auto hide, fly, okay. And now I should be able to set up a window capture of Farm Sim. Yes. Okay. In theory, this will fix this. In practice, I'm not so sure. Also, can I like completely get rid of the I'm trying to get rid of the thingy, but I can't. Okay, I'll have to put up with the taskbar at the bottom, I guess. But in theory now... In theory it's not going to work either, is it? God dang it. I had to refresh my page as well. Okay. So... even refreshing isn't working. No fun. Hey geek, I'm having issues. Also, sorry. I'm having issues with Farm Sim today. It's not agreeing with me at all. Which is why I'm not actually looking at the game. It seems to have partially fixed itself. I'm now wondering if the issue lies with the tractor I was using. Because I am getting a few frame hitches in game, but OBS seems to be showing everything fine. Let's just see what happens. I haven't had this many technical difficulties in a while, so I guess I was due them. Let's see what happens now. Have I, in fact, fixed the problem? I think I have, in fact, fixed the problem. Because now it's doing it properly, mostly. Also, it's very odd actually driving at a like 2-second delay. There's a small delay on OBS, and I'm driving using that right now. Because I'm actively checking to see if the problem is fixed. I think I fixed the issue. We are only 20 minutes into the stream, and the issue seems to have been fixed. Mostly. That'll kind of have to do. I'm calling it fixed at this point. So the stream can continue. I know Knuston is somewhat intensive at the best of times, and I have edited the map to be slightly more intensive, so it's probably something to do with my computer not particularly liking what I'm doing. Also, I'm fully aware that gaming PCs and farm sim don't play well when the PC is still warming up, which mine probably was. So I'm gonna call that just say that was a contributing factor to the entire problem. Words. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm not gonna bother putting it into a cup for the time being because I'm almost out of this bottle. There we go. Yeah. And now that's a dead one. I saw a bottle there this morning. There we go. Whoops. Okay, now. Okay, half an hour into the stream, we're finally ready to actually properly get started. So let's get liming on this field, this meadow. Farm meadow, as I describe it. We have... Ooh. Did I check this field for nitrogen? There is nitrogen down. Good. And Geek and Raven are talking about a Discord server that Geek set up yesterday. Which I did get the link to, by the way. I've just been trying to deal with a bunch of stuff and prepare and just chill out because, oh my god, the stress on Monday just got way too much and I need to chill out some more. So I probably will avoid voice chats and stuff unless it's with friends, and I do plan on having a voice chat with a close friend in coming days. I'm not going to mention names, but they are planning on doing something that they will definitely need support after. So that's going to be a thing. And if a stream suddenly gets cut short, that's going to be why, because yeah, I love streaming and I love YouTube, but friends have to come first. And they're just, quite honestly, they're more important to me. You guys are important, but my friends, you know, you can't replace friends that easily. Or I can't. It's quite easy for some people, not so easy for others. I'm one of the people that's not too easy for. Where did I put my e-cig? Oh, it's in my pocket. So, the plan for today, and I never mentioned this, the plan for today, I thought there was more nitrogen to go down. I was apparently wrong. I'd look around yesterday around all the fields and didn't see any points where there was nitrogen needed, which is good. So the plan for today is to lay lime, which is good because it stands out a heck of a lot more than nitrogen. Once the lime is laid, it's alright, Bob. Once the lime is laid down on all the fields, because it won't take too long, once the lime is down, we are going to hopefully... I need to actually check if the sheep need to be given more grass. But the plan is, right now, that we're gonna get a great demand. This is all in my head and I have nothing engineered. The plan is, and the hope is, that we're gonna get a great demand for compost. And then we're gonna sell off all the compost and be happy and make all of the money. And I kind of decided last night / this morning that the best plan of action going forward is to prepare for cows. Now I have edited the silage area over the cows, and I can get a maximum of, I think, 300,000 litres of silage in there, which isn't a lot. Default cow silage is about that, 300 to 500,000 litres. That's intentional. I want to limit the amount of silage I make so that I don't have, unlimited silage forever for the cows. Hey Alex, how are you doing today? I want to limit the amount of silage I have so that I don't just have, oh well, we've made silage once, it's done forever. Which is unlikely because I'm planning on getting lots of cows. But I did some testing on a test game. Do you have any English map suggestions for you to play on medium-sized cattle? Yes, this. This is a medium map. It's not the full. It's not actually overly large. I'm just taking my time with it. Because I started off with small equipment. You start off with about the equipment that I have now. Thereabouts. I intentionally limited the starting equipment. I missed a spot. And if you do this without soil mod, it is a lot faster to get through. It's not far too big, Bob. Don't use soil mod and you can just fertilize straight off. You're fine. I can press left shift ERC. What? Do you want me turning off my camera mod, Alex? Because that's the oh yeah, I know it makes the camera straight, but I'm not turning off my camera mod. I like my camera mod because I can do this and have a nice, somewhat realistic movement in cab, which is what I primarily play with, so it's kind of fine. It's only a bit wonky on the fields because of the fact that I keep moving it to see what I'm doing. It only turns off the outside. I know, but I kind of like it having it outside as well, because once the camera fixes itself, it does actually look good. Because it's showing me where I'm going and how much I'm turning without me having to bother looking. Maybe the fields are smaller or separated, but you've also played in it for like 50 yards. What other good English maps are there? You could try Court Farms, Bob. As far as I know, that's a large map, but you don't have to use all the fields. I really don't know. You kind of caught me out with that question. There's plenty of maps out there, but... Hey Faye, I'm good. How are you? Colborough Park Farm is good. Colborough Farm itself, if you want a slightly smaller version, is good. Do. You played that one. There aren't that many. Yeah. I found a Spring Hill map today, which I don't plan on playing, but somebody has made a Spring Hill. Mulray Bay is okay. It needs fixing. There are problems with Mulroy. Braeborn Lees I'm not a big fan of. I'm going to be blunt. Braeborn Lees is good, but the roads are overdone. It's actually one of the maps that I think is overdone. I mean, when OEB have to come into a map and edit the roads so that they're flatter and kind of, worse than the map maker intentioned, better, I suppose. I don't like the Braeborn roads. Fahy, you can't send a link. I'll give Bob a link now real quick. Because you have to send a link to Braeborn Lee's. I think I've disabled links for everyone. This... That's a good idea. The roads just need to be fixed. And I'm getting a link for you now, Bob. Chellington's nice, yeah. There's just... Hang on, where's the link? Has he deleted the link? Or am I looking in the wrong place altogether? Okay, let's try that page. There we go. And there's the link, Bob. It gives you all the required mods and whatnot. It takes about half the map. Half the size of the map. But, ooh. Apparently there's 3 people looking at it right now as well. For whatever reason, he decided to host it himself, which is a bit of an issue. He did manage to crash his own server. He did manage to get a server taken from doing that. So let's... Oops. I can't see OBS, so I can't see what I'm doing. So, just bear with me a second. So, I'm now playing in windowed mode, which is both a blessing and a liability, because now you guys can see what happens when I tap out a game. And the downside is... Piaf is your lucky word. Okay. I did check this field, yes. So, yeah, it's got Braeborn has a lot of stuff, and I really like what he's done with a lot of it. The roads are just where I have the issue. It's one of the few maps that I think is genuinely good. That isn't actually hosted on FSUK, I should add. FSUK has some really good maps, it has some questionable maps, and it has some bad maps, like every other site, but FSUK, by and large, FSUK has good maps. Braeborn Lee's... not sure why it wasn't hosted on FSUK. I'm guessing Jim had some kind of disagreement with the guys on FSUK or something. But it wasn't hosted there when it was released. What wheel do I have? I got a G27, Alex, and I thoroughly recommend it. I think I've turned down my resistance. I'm not going to check because I'm kind of done with faffing about outside farms and trying to fix things today. I think the resistance is down from 50%. So I am driving off the tram lines. Hardworking, I'm not a fan of hardworking because it's too much work. And I'm not actually good with a plow, which you kind of need to be for hardworking. There we go. G27 is nice. Let's just use GPS to do this because I'm getting a bit lazy. I love being lazy and playing Farm Sim, it's great. Some of you like the fixed plough that came with Gold Edition. I'm not a fan. I don't like fixed ploughs. I am a reversible plough fan. Just because they're slightly easier to use. I was actually talking about it while I was trying to fix the stream file. I think it could be overpriced. It is adding some stuff in, yes. It is adding in a beet overloader, which Giants I didn't think would ever do. It's a 9-row beet harvester, and Giants are going back to the swap body in the hopes that it'll do better than the Linder pack, obviously. Because now, instead of just having the swap body, does the G27 have a centering spring? Yes! You can enable it or disable it as you wish, have it strong as you like. So, that's a thing you can do. If I said I think I've got it set a bit too low, it's completely customizable though, Alex, so you can just set it however you want. If you think the brakes are too soft, I think you can get a brake mod for it. But I think the brakes are pretty good as they are. Going back to the Homer DLC, I kind of think Giants are revisiting old ideas. I mean, they bring out Terrados, which was, in 2013, was a mod harvester, really, really good mod. The Giants version won't have as many features. It's going to actually be a downgrade from the 2013 Terrados. How are the... Is it the Terra variant? Is the swap body? Because I can't remember off the top of my head. That looks good. That looks interesting. It's got some new features that haven't really been done even in mods. So that's going to be interesting. You're maybe going to get Euro Truck Sim. Oh, if you're using the G27 Euro Truck Sim, you don't need to do anything to the brakes. You actually have to be really light on the brakes in Euro Truck. Unless, like me, you have a naturally heavy foot and you pretty much disable brakes. Because otherwise, you never played FS13. You missed out on some of the best vehicle mods then, because FS15 is dire for vehicles. Like, even this tractor, I love it, but there are so many issues. I love this tractor, there's so many issues. It doesn't have a full dirt skin, and that really, really, really irritates me. And I should probably try and fix that eventually. But I don't know. 17's gonna come out in like 6 months' time, and I'm kind of... Well, 8 months, I'm estimating. The end of October, I'm saying, is FS17's time to appear. And really, I think the Homer DLC will give us a good idea of what the graphics will be like. Because if there's a new particle system in the Homer DLC, because, well, let's put it this way. There was a slightly new and edited particle system for Gold Edition, which was quite, it's quite obvious in Sosnovka. The beets and potatoes are a new particle system there. I'll be interested to see if that carries over to the Homer DLC. I don't know if 17 is even worth looking forward to, Faye. I'm really after getting a bit cynical with Giants, because I came in with FS13 and I thought, oh, this is good, and then 15 was essentially just a reskin of a lot of the 13 stuff. There wasn't a whole lot that was actually new. It was forestry, which isn't farming. I'm sorry for forestry fans, but forestry is not farming. Forestry is forestry. I know some farms in Scandinavia do have forestry elements, but that's an element, not an actual... You know, it's not an actual farm. And it's really up to whether or not I look forward to 17 depends on what announcements are made. about 17. I mean, there's some coon grass equipment coming that looks interesting. What else is there in FS17 that's been announced? You got Massey and Agco. That's interesting. It really depends on what Massey's decide on. The map is going to be a big factor. I really... Yeah, Bob, I think they need to do a whole lot of new things. They need to improve animals. They need to improve tillage. They need to... realistically, I think they need to improve crop sales. Yeah, that's exactly it, Bob. If it's 15 with a new layer of paint, like 15 was with... like, Farm Sim 15 is just Farm Sim 13 with a new coat of paint. I'm going to be blunt. That's... You know, it's an expansion pack. It shouldn't have been... It's still overpriced, I think. You're getting bullied. You're getting bullied for streaming. I can think of 2 words you can say to the bullies. But one of them isn't exactly family friendly. Why did you edit the game to have... The mirrors are intentionally turned off in low and medium graphics because low and medium graphics mean you don't have a computer capable of handling the reflections. But Geek, just ignore them. They're either jealous or cowards. I was bullied a lot in school. That didn't affect me too much. Except for the fact that I rarely leave my room, but that's kind of a personal preference more than an after effect of bullying. I was always bullied. Just ignore it. They'll move on and be less successful than you and do something they hate or something. Life's too short to care. But FS17 needs to fix a lot of issues. If Giants are going to insist on keeping forestry in the game, they need to fix the physics of the trees. Giants need to fix the bale physics. Good lord, they need to fix the bale physics. Round bales do not roll down hills as easily as they do in Farm Sim. I have seen bales on stupid hills. I'm always on my PC, Faye. Yeah, I'd agree with Alexander Geek. Just talk to the teachers. You'd like to see new physics. That won't happen, Bob. The Giants have already said they're not... well, they might have new physics. They might tweak the physics engine, but they're keeping the same base game engine again. As for cattle and crops, I'm of the opinion that's a hoax. I'm very much of the opinion cattle and crops is a hoax. That's specifically aimed at trying to get Giants to pick up their game. Because let's face it, Giants have been... Since AgSim failed, because people realised that AgSim was just a steaming turd, Giants have got a bit complacent and are essentially just releasing the same game over and over again. Yeah, Bob, most of the screenshots from Cattle and Crops are showing Farm Sim mods. A lot of people, myself included, are of the opinion they've managed to crack the coding of FS15, and they've managed to get some sort of custom shader in that makes the crops move like the way they do. Otherwise, like most of the what was it they showed recently? It was the Mercedes, the thingy. I can't remember the name of that weird hybrid Jeep tractor thing. That was a farm sim mod. I had that mod in 2013. I used that thing a lot. The Unimog, thank you. Thank you, Faye. That Unimog was out of farm sim. It's a farm sim mod. I've seen people using it recently. It's apparently been converted to 15. Yeah, MB track. Yes, Bob, thank you. I just words are failing me today. That's a mod. The Jaguars they were showing in the videos, they're mods. The class Jaguars. I had one of them for 2013. So yeah, most of the thoughts that I've seen that aren't, oh well, it has to be real because they've got a video. No, it doesn't. They're trying to legitimize the hoax by having a video. But most of the comments I've seen that are yeah. Okay, I'd love to see Cattle and Crops being real and not being a hoax. I'm not saying, oh, it's a hoax, I'm going to write it off entirely. It's, you know, there's no point in wanting it. No, I want it to be a thing. I want it to be real. I just think right now all current information points to it being a hoax. You just ignore the people that are bullying you, who'll leave you alone and get bored eventually. Like, I'm not even kidding, they will just get bored because, oh, you're not reacting anymore. Let's move on to the next idiot. And I'm not calling you an idiot, geek, but, you know, let's move on to the next victim. And if the teachers aren't doing anything about it, that's kind of professional negligence. They shouldn't be teachers. I forgot I had canola. Your teachers are a bit of a joke if they're doing nothing. And if they're blaming you for it, they're even more of a joke. Unless you're saying something or doing something that's causing it. And it wouldn't be the streaming. Unless you're like actively talking about the people bullying you on the stream. There's no excuse for the teachers to be ignoring that. Teachers aren't good. Have you tried talking to the principal or something, Geek? Because that's not a situation you should be... there's more than just the one screenshot file. There's about 6 screenshots and all of them show farms and mods. Although the one with the MB tracker, Unimog or whatever it was, that was the funniest because they didn't even change the license plate. Like the number plate on the vehicle was the same as the mod. And it was like LS13 or something like that. That was the most beautiful bit of idiocy I've seen in a while. I'd love to be proved wrong though. I would absolutely love to be proved wrong with Cattle and Crops. Don't think I will. But if information starts... When is FS17 coming out? I'm going to say at the end of October, I would expect. That's when they usually release. And then the modding docs will release at some point in 2019, going by Giant's latest schedule. Or Giant's traditions, where they release the game and then like 3 years later the modding docs finally appear. When everybody's like, oh, well, we've already quit the game now, so you're a bit late there. It's traditionally autumn when the new farm sim drops, so I'm guessing September, October time, maybe November if they're delayed for some reason. And if they're delayed, it means that they're probably adding in new features, which I won't complain about. Either that or they've managed to break the veil physics again. I'm calling it now, though. I'm calling it now. When FS17 actually releases, the tractors will drive like boats again, because that's Giant's traditional launch thing. Is the tractors have absolutely no traction whatsoever, and Giants figured out after the game releases, which kind of shows Giants don't particularly know what they're doing at times. I mean, the fact that they had to use BM modding to test forestry in 2013 kind of said a lot about Giants. I mean, if you look back at the mods that were coming out towards the end of 2013, the Forest mod, which was a test, and then there was the Dynamic Fill Plane for traders, which was a test. Like, we'll get an idea of what Giants are planning towards the end of this game cycle, because they'll start releasing bits and pieces that have been retooled to work with FS15 as a bit of a test. In fact, I'd expect to start seeing them in the next month or two. So keep a close eye on the likes of BM modding on the mod hub, because you might start getting ideas of what Giants are doing. You want to see Giants getting more involved and actually doing some good updates. I'd like to see Giants releasing more for any given game. Like more free DLC and just more vehicles and equipment. I mean, it's all well and good that there are mods for PC players to fall back on, but the console players, I think, are getting a bit of a raw deal, because they have to buy the game, and then they have to buy the DLCs, and then they get like maybe two, well, normally one free DLC that's just kind of, oh, well, we did this, here you go. It's not particularly great. New Album Pack was a definite divergence from that, but the Classics Pack is a bit of a disaster. Very few of the vehicles work as they should. Is it the little Burer? That can't do a damn thing. 3 points too low on it. The baler doesn't work properly, it only ever spits out hay bales. Yeah, the console players, if they don't get gold DLC, they've got two maps. They got Bjornholm, which is alright, and Westbridge Hills, which is a reasonable FS13 conversion. I mean, Westbridge Hills isn't great. It wasn't great for FS13, it's worse for FS15. I kind of think that Giants should start looking at the mod community and say, I wouldn't say that much, Bob. I just, like, Giants have, and this is what irritates me about Giants, is that they released the game, that's fine. Then they released the, was it the Coon Baler they released not long after the game, one of the first mods, the round baler that I have on spare, or have on standby if something, you know, if I needed a reasonable sized round baler that's not New Holland. And that only spat out hay bales. And you think, oh well, that's fine, Giants can fix that, you know, Giants fixed it and patched up the mod and got it working again. And then Giants came along then a couple of weeks ago, or last week, released the Classics Pack. The mower doesn't really work. The mower doesn't really work at all, because nothing can get the 3-point at the right height for it, which, come on Giants, you made the damn game, make the equipment so that it can actually work in the game engine that you made. The baler only spits out hay bales, again, because Giants, you know, never learn from their mistakes apparently. And Fahy, while the DLC was free, it's, you still expect that the the developers would know what they're doing with their own game. And the fact that it's such a train wreck is a very big indictment on Giants. Like, they made the game, and yet they can't create mods that work. They're good for decoration, and that's about it. I'm still gonna get them for this map and try and use them on... there's a secondary yard that I haven't touched. I'm gonna use them around that area. There's a field there I can use. But they're useless. They're functionally useless. And Giants had all the hype of, like, as soon as released, oh, well, now you can use all the classic equipment. No, we can't. It doesn't work. The baler's functionally useless unless you want a lot of hay. The bale loader thing, that only works with the Giant's hay bales. I would say the Giant's small bales, but they're all hay, so it doesn't matter, damn. Like, if I work for Giants, Donetsk could be out by now. Donetsk could be out now, and it'd just be some roads. Not even all the roads, there'd be no real function. That's essentially what the Classics pack is just... But it looks nice. What can I do? But how much does it cost? Well, it's free, so we can't complain. Yes, we can. Giving away something for free doesn't mean you can't complain about it. Giving away something for free just means, well, this is so bad that we don't... I don't even think Giants had this thought process. I'm gonna agree with Bob. I mean, I was super hyped for the Classics because I loved them in 2013. I love small tractors and I love using just completely inappropriate equipment on maps like that. And I sold off all my stuff because, hey, I can get the Classics back. I really can't. It's functionally useless. Giants, once again, I've just come across as being, people use this. It's free. You know, they won't complain because it's free, but it doesn't work. None of it works. The smallest tractor just literally can't do anything. The what one is it? The Booker. This. The 3-point is at such a weird place that it's too low for the mowers and too high for almost... Well, it's too low for everything. 3-point on this is too low. Most of these have weird issues with real terrain, which they shouldn't because it's a script that edits the Giant's default stuff. The baler just spits out hay bales no matter what you throw into it. And no matter what they look like. And apparently that's not just an issue with... because I thought originally it was an issue with bale extension. It's not. That's an actual problem with the bales. Giants are just come across as completely incompetent. Bob, I think you're about right. The Schluter sounds nice. I'll give them that. It doesn't look nice. It looks like it's been coated in Play-Doh for some reason. It doesn't handle particularly well either, but that's kind of a separate issue. Yeah, again, it just kind of shows some laziness because I've seen better textures than that on mods. And if that ridiculously cartoony Schluter method is what FS17 is going to be like, I for one am not interested. I'll take my bow and play some ATS instead. While I love Farm Sim, I like realistic simulators, and Farm Sim is quickly running away from that. I'm not sure if it's intentional or not, but they are. So in live for an hour and a quarter now. I'm going to run the first ad of the stream. First intentional one anyway. There might have been one or two when I had the issues an hour ago. So I'm going to run an ad now. And yeah, Bob, like let's look at the DLC giants added, okay? You've got the gold DLC, which has a tractor. Okay, this is newish. It kind of mixes with these two to an extent, but it is new because it's an older tractor. Where is it? An older tractor. 75 horsepower band, which is functionally useless. It's the same as the T4. It's essentially a reskinned T4. 2 tractors in the 100 to 150 power band, which is the fast tracks get a pass because they are actually new to the game. Front loaders, they haven't added anything. The trucks, okay, this I like. The Phoenix truck I like. The Tatra Phoenix, that gets a free pass because it is genuinely nice and does add to the game. Harvesters, 325 at 9,000. It kind of fits in here between these two, and the bigger one, 490 horsepower with 12,000. It kind of fits. You're almost as well off getting the axial flow if you want the bigger Ross Mash. And the only real difference is, well, the Ross Mash is cheaper. And I forgot about the New Holland Forager, which it's just a slightly smaller, slightly cheaper version of the Big X. Ross Mash Forager Harvester is just a slightly smaller, slightly cheaper version of the New Holland, which in itself is a slightly smaller, slightly cheaper version of the Big X. And actually, JCB DLC is actually full on getting a free pass because of this. JCB added the skid steer. That's like they added an entire new category for the JCB DLC. They have one auger wagon in the game. Yes, the Homer DLC is changing that, and it's going to probably add a new category of swap bodies. But like beet harvesting, you've got 3 harvesters for beets. Well, 2 harvesters for beets, 2 for potatoes, and they're adding a 3rd for beets for some reason. When in reality, it's potatoes actually need the most love because this Grimm SE260 is completely useless. The Tektron I do like. That said, I will probably at some stage or another use the SE260 around here because I'm insane. I'm gonna run an ad real quick, and you probably won't get one, but I'm just gonna click the play ad button and continue talking about the DLC and what they added, and my thoughts on the game as a whole. Let's have a look at what's in Tippers. Oh yeah, I bought the IT Runner DLC. There's functionally useless. How is this for functionally useless? A DLC that just adds trailers. Well, one trailer and some tops for it that I rarely use. That was part of the gold edition. That is a nice plough, but I just don't personally like it. But they've got 2 tractors in the 75 horsepower band. Literally all they can do is use these 2 seeders. IT was a bit of a crap DLC, I would admit. I mean, there is some useful stuff. Like this FarmTech Fortis, I believe, actually came with the gold. Oh, this came with IT Runner. My apologies. This came with IT Runner, which kind of hinted at FarmTech being in gold edition. I kind of looking back at it. Like they had to invent a brand for the slurry container. The brand they invented was IT Runner, which may or may not be real. These butterfly mowers are terrible. They're complete. Giants have managed to. I got. iTuner is okay if you like, it's functionally useless by and large, but if you leave a couple of grain containers by the side of the field, it becomes useful because you can just pull the harvester over and dump into a static container. That's fine, but there are mods for that. These butterfly mowers are actually just horribly scaled. The scaling's wrong on these, and Giants have never fixed it. What else don't I like? Giant's locking script, as always, is terrible. Balers are by and large okay. The big baler here has some weird funky issues when it's spitting out bales. Hey Blaze, how you doing? I'm just talking about how bad farm sim is and the issues I have with it. Most of the forestry equipment's terrible. I'm going to be honest. This is okay, but the controls are so convoluted that it's almost useless. This thing is mostly useless. The Scorpion King has really weird collisions. Giants do have a locking script. It's just terrible. There are one or two trailers. Why would you use a grain container at the edge of the field? Oh, it's the gamer. Okay, I was yeah, the version I'm using, I believe, which is these cool mowers. Because I've actually seen these cool mowers properly on the back of a New Holland, which is why I've got them on the back of why I've got them on a New Holland. But you use a grain container at the edge of the field if, for example, you don't have enough tractors really to work. If you're trying to do a bunch of things at once, and it's just easier to leave a grain container at the edge of the field. What do I think of ATS? It's very much worth the money. I enjoyed it. That'll be taking over the Wednesday stream from now on, in fact. So we'll only have one day a week where we're on the big farm, because that has always been my secondary farm sim series. This I want to get. Fusion 2. Hey Joe, I want to get the Mikhail Fusion. You still need to run back and forth to pick up. Yeah, but the thing is, you only need the one tractor to run back and forth and pick up the containers. Tippers would be a better idea, but you might need 2 or 3 tractors. If you've got big containers that can be twice the size of a tipper, because you're literally just leaving them on the ground, so you don't have to worry about an undercarriage. You can get almost twice as much into a container and get a hook lift trailer or something. And I kind of like the gearboxes, Blaze. I'm a bit too fast on the gears, but I kind of prefer. Yeah, there are these rare occasions, and probably only in farm somewhere, it's just easier to use a grain container, drop it on the side of the field, and pick it up with a hook lift. I know normally the point is that, did I edit this map myself? Yes. This is my own personal edit of Knuston, which is not going to be released because I am not asking for permission to release it. Nor do I have any particular want to release it because I've introduced a whole range of bugs and errors. Most of which are easily fixed. Most of which I can't be bothered fixing because they're so small that it doesn't particularly matter in the long run. They're not actually affecting performance of the map. It's just things that if I reset too much, 1 or 2 pieces of equipment will end up inside the compost master. Because it overlaps at the reset point. Other than that, do I still own the T7? Yes! It's I'm just not using it today because it's got Why am I not using it today? Oh, because I had the fert spreader on the back of this the entire time. Yeah, Blaze, you can change the gearbox type. You don't have to use the splitter. You don't have to use the 18-speed splitter. I prefer the 18-speed splitter, but that's just my own personal preference. And plus, I only ever use the high range on the gears anyway, so... Like, I use low range if I'm going downhill because it does retard the engine a bit, but by and large, high range is what you're going to want when you're doing most of the driving at ATS. Is the map worth the download? Yep, very much so. I edited it to suit myself. You can do the same very easily. Open up Giant's Editor, throw some buildings you like in there, don't screw with the scene graph too much, and just deal with it there. Do I own a farm in real life? No! If I did, I probably wouldn't be playing Farm Sim as much as I do. Because I play... well, I wouldn't game as much as I do. I probably would play Farm Sim at least roughly the same amount of time. But I'm not a real farmer, no. Is it heavy on the frame rate? Yes. I have a GTX 980 and it's doing this. A GTX 980 is struggling to run this map at 60. So, if you got a low-end PC, very much not recommended. Unless you want to turn the settings down to minimum. Yeah, I know a decent few farmers, and they tend to be working 11 hours out of every 10, and 27 hours a day. Or they would if they could. Although one of my uncles has well, an uncle-in-law, I guess? A relative. I don't quite know how to describe it. He's got the most adorable calf. He was down visiting with my aunt, his wife, a few weeks ago, and he was showing off her Christmas present to him, which was a sticker he's put on the back of his Jeep, and it's the most adorable calf and his mother, and it's really beautiful. I think it's a male calf. It is a male calf because he needs to get rid of. Is he getting rid of the calf or the mother? Because he is planning on setting up a breeding operation with those cows. And I can't quite remember which half of that pair he's getting rid of. So we're almost done with the fertilizer, and there's still no great... See you, Blaze! I hope you sort out your issues. Never good to hear about them, but such is life. We're almost done with the fertilizing, and I'm still not getting a great demand for compost, which is not particularly good. And I realise now that I had plenty of time to fiddle the map while I was trying to fix the issues. Because you didn't already know, you can intentionally set off great demands. Am I going to get FS17? I don't know. If they make enough changes, yes. The game needs a lot of changes, and they need to actually iterate. They need to improve on FS15, because FS15 by and large was just an expansion pack for FS13, really. They need to bring in new features, and I don't think Giants are going to. If Giants don't, I'm not getting the game. That's literally it. I mean, I'm not paying a developer money to do nothing. And while yes, there are not any other good farming simulators out there, I don't need to play a farming simulator. I can play American Truck Simulator just as easily and spend much more time on American Truck Simulator than I do on Farm Sim. Very, very easily. I can play more racing games. Cattle and Crops is a hoax, Joe. All the screenshots and videos have been of Farm Sim mods in what is probably a very rudimentary game engine that's been made up to specifically show what they wanted to show. And if it's not a game engine that's been specifically made, it's an edited version of Farm Sim. It's a hoax. I want it to be real, but it's not. It's a bunch of guys who come together and said, well, what's the best way to get Giants to up their game? I know, let's invent a competitor, but not actually bring it out. I mean, they said it'd be out early this year, spring 2016. It's February now, and all they have to show of the game is like 5 screenshots and a short video. That doesn't say to me, oh, this game's almost ready. That says to me, this is a good hoax. I own a console. No! Yeah, kind of. I own an Xbox 360 and it's literally somewhere. Which shows how much I care about my Xbox 360. No, I don't particularly need a console. I've got a gaming PC and all the games that I want are on my PC. My PC is better than any consoles. You have a PS4. My sister has one. She seems to enjoy it. It is the better of the 2 consoles that are out this generation, I must admit. The Wii U, I don't really count the Wii U as a console because it's 2 consoles in one. I mean, it's Nintendo being Nintendo and going weird with their spaceship in the sky floating about, singing old Beatles songs while high on crack or something. That's all the lime down, so what else is there to do? How much is compost selling for at the moment? That's the top prices. A great demand for silage, which we don't have. Compost is 592.2 at the garden centre. See, I want to sell off the compost. The Xbox One is nowhere as good as PS4. Xbox One has better range of games, but the hardware itself is not as good. Yes. PS4 is actually getting a better range of games over time because more people have a PS4. Hey TBF, I saw your comment on the video earlier today. Like I said many times, I read every comment that's left on videos and streams and VODs. Don't reply to every one of them, but I see them all. Because I'm a small enough channel that I can read all the comments. I can imagine if I had 50,000 subscribers instead of 500, it'd be a very different story. You gotta go. Alright, Joe. Oh, you got a PS4 somewhere. I just don't see the point of owning a console when I got a PC that's got specs like mine, I gotta admit, because I can play any game I want on this thing. 90% of console exclusives are just exclusive to one console and PC. Because PC is actually becoming the second console. PC gaming has never been as strong. Ironically enough. You have PC too. Look at you with all the money, Summer. I just don't see the point. And that's just my own personal thing. I have no want nor need for a console on top of a PC. Nor space, for that matter. Nor a way to connect it up. There's many, many reasons I don't have a console. Where's the trailer? Okay. How much canola do I have in storage? 46,522. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the canola just to make seeds for now. I'm not going to sell it off. I know I could get a lot of money out of it, but there's just the yield is too low. So I'm going to throw the canola into the seed master because that's a thing that needs to be done. And then I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm trying to waste time until I get a great demand. Compost. I might just start fast forwarding time because there's not a whole lot else I can do. Canola. Don't even think the seed. Canola. I think it maxes out at like 10,000 or something. So I have to reverse the least. Also because I was completely screwing up that reversing maneuver. That should do. Okay, so let's get the canola in there. It's gonna magically turn into... That's at full now. Okay, that's actually fine with me. I'm just gonna dump the rest of the canola into the storage again. I'm gonna use the brake because why not? You can see that I didn't particularly care too much about where the grate was. Or what the texturing was like on it. It was just thrown there as a bit of a necessity. What do I do now? What do I, what do I do now? I could start selling off the... $8,003. Okay. I guess all I can do is fast forward time because I don't want to. I don't want to sell the compost outside of a great demand. I'm just gonna. Okay, just fast forward through the rain. And, okay, it's just gonna let me go through the night, I guess. Still no great demand. Interesting. Seedmaster is now full of seeds, which is awesome. I'm gonna hop over now and check out Field 1 and see what the nutrient levels are like, because we're at stage 3 growth, or we should be. And unfortunately the rain has caused some issues because of the soil moisture again, and 758. Oh, it's still calculating. Oh, it's still calculating from how often a great demand is triggered at random summer. Can I get any information on when I'm expecting a great demand? Prices of commodities and stuff? No. Storage. No. I have accidentally broken soil mod. Almost entirely broken it because I'm seeing bits of textures that shouldn't be there. I'm gonna have to fast forward through another day by the looks of it. Maybe not. 12, 9. Okay, so it's randomly decided on a new hour. That's fine, I guess. As you can see though, the tax office mod thingy, because I had no income in the previous day, it didn't actually do anything. So it's okay. There we go. We're at stage 3 growth. Where's me book? Stage 3 growth. We've got 1 PK yet to go away. Some moisture yet to go away. And what are the ideals? Should be on the next page here. It's plowing. Weeds and stuff. Here, oh, here we go. So we're gonna have a pH of 7.3, which is gonna be 95% yield by my estimation. A soil moisture of 74%, which is not good, but should still be about a 90% yield, which is good. We're gonna lose 3 levels of nitrogen, I think. 1, 2. Oh, we're gonna lose more soil moisture down to 60%. Yeah, it's gonna actually improve things. So we're times 12 nitrogen. We're gonna have about an 80 to 95% yield here as well. Actually 75% yield because I've overdone it. And times 5. Oof, that's gonna knock the yield a lot. The PK is gonna knock the yield a lot. However, the herbicide and weed prevention should help. Oh! Soil moisture is essentially random at this point. Soil moisture actually looks to be about perfect. So I'm going to call field 1 ready. Don't need to touch that again. This field over here, this meadow, I'm going to call this also ready. Is that actually ready to be harvested, however? Not particularly. That's fine. So I'm going to leave these for another 2 days. That'll knock down the nitrogen a small bit, but that's fine. All of the fields are ready then. That's... Oh! Wait, no. No, there's one field that might not be. I'm going to grab the T7 for this. This thing has the highest top speed. There's one field I need to check that I know was problematic. Actually, 2 I want to check. This field here is ready. Yeah, that's ready. In fact, I might throw some NPK down on that meadow. I'm going to go up here and over to the far meadow, because that I did actually ignore on one cycle by mistake, so I need to check that. But the crop fields are ready. We don't need to do any work to them. So now I'm running into issues. I'm running into issues now where I'm kind of trying to think of things to do, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot to do. I don't know. I'm running around with the subsoil around the back of this thing. It's you deal with it. Great demands, I think, are about once a week normally, though. Just going back to Summer's question. But they are essentially random. You can get like 3 in a week and then none for 3 weeks. And then one every day, which I think I'm in a bit of a fallow period for compost great demands, which is why I was thinking of forcing one. But I don't know. I could have like gone for times 10 great demand on compost, which I think I can do, which would have given me like 5,000 per 1,000 liters, which is silly. Would have given me like 1.5 million overall. But I think those great demands that you force yourself don't last as long. I could hop into the XML real quick and check. That is tempting. It is tempting to hop into the save game XML and just check when the next great demand is and what it's going to be. This field is actually ready as well. All of our fields are ready. Huh. So we're at the point now where we're just waiting for crops to grow. Oh, the sheep. Sheep need the wool moved. And I'm going to throw some extra grass in on them as well. So that's the thing we can do. If I get my joystick, which is literally somewhere. No, that's this. So, there. Joystick! And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the game. Actually, I'll wait until the next break because it's not too far away. Or I might just take a bit early. What we're going to do is we're going to move this new hound up to the main farm. And I'm going to scratch my face because I've just found a weird spot thing. And then I'm going to move the wool and sell that for a bit of income monies, which is nice. Throw some extra grass into the sheep, which means the Profi Hopper will get a bit of love. And after that, I have no idea what. Because all the fields are done. I know it's a rarity in soil mod that all of the fields are ready at the same time. And they literally just need to be harvested, but that's the thing that's happened. Which is nice. So, just leave that there. We'll tab over to this guy, who's conveniently next in line. Oh, the wool is just like... Good, the wool is spawned in a decent position today. Whoops. So that's that done. Ish. Just need to drop it off. And then we will figure out something new to do. Because problems. I mean, it's a good problem to have, I guess, is essentially being done, having everything ready, but it's still a problem. Problem I've never had with soil. It's a problem I rarely have with soil mod, because normally I forget something or other. That's 24, 22, which is going to cause a problem later, but not an issue now. I'm gonna grab the Profi Hopper and get some grass cut. Once I got this back to the sheep area. What's the visibility like when... I don't know how you would drive a skid steer. Do you like drive it like this? Because this doesn't seem right. And this just seems suicidal. This seemed... I suppose you might steer around like this. Then again, you probably wouldn't bring it on the road all too often. So me driving up and down the road with this thing is probably unrealistic in itself. Park it up here again. Boom down. Turn off the engine. Grab the Profi Hopper. Oh, it's already full. How convenient. I must have done that last time I was feeding the sheep. See, now this is going to cause problems because I was intending on doing a bit of mowing and now I probably don't have to. Although I might if... Oh, that's 4,241. So it's probably gonna fill up... Yeah, it's full. So what I'm gonna do... We're gonna pause the game, go to this screen, and we're gonna play an ad while I check the XML. Let's see, okay, XML. Yeah, I thought as much. Summer, I couldn't particularly see them being driven around on the roads. There should be a great demand section in here somewhere. Let's just check. No, demand. And next. Ah, it's not in career save game XML. Oh, it's in economy XML. Great demands. Start date 13, start hour 11. Demand duration 6. And what day did we just finish? Day 12. Okay. Yes, that was cheating a bit, but I didn't actually edit the XML. So, I could have done far worse. So let's prepare prepare for the great demand that I now know is happening. We're going to use the New Holland to get it around. So, the great demand will be happening the next in-game day at about 1 o'clock. Or maybe 6 in the morning. I can't remember what. Technically it's not cheating though. It's just getting information. I mean, if I wanted to, I could have edited that to have it running now. I would have had to restart the game for it to load up properly. And done all that kind of faffing about, but I could have if I really, really wanted to be cheeky. And the thing is, I'll be getting 2 great demands in a row. So there'll be one starting day 13, and then the next one's day 14. Which is exactly in line with what I said, where there can be days where you don't get one, and then suddenly you get 6 in a row. I'm gonna turn that off, gonna hop over to the New Holland. Gonna drop this into one of the bays. Where do I want to drop this? I'll drop it off in here. There we go. Summer doesn't believe that it's not cheating to check the XMLs. I mean, it's like ringing up and saying, hey, when do you think you'll get this back in stock? It's not cheating anything, it's just taking advantage of knowledge. Downside is it'll be really funny because I'm gonna have to, I think, skip another day after I've sold off all the compost. So that's gonna cause problems in itself. Also, I don't know what multiplier it's using, which is nice. I think in 2013 you could actually know the multiplier as well. New Holland all sale. Oh look! Great demand for compost soil! Didn't see that one coming. And, ooh, that's a good multiplier. I'm gonna maintain that I didn't cheat. I just took advantage of what I knew. Also, I can't be wrong because I got chocolate. So I drive with my elbow while I'm getting the chocolate out of the package. Why am I better driving with my elbow than with my hands? This shouldn't be a thing. Well, that shouldn't have been anything at all, should it? Also, that meadow looks really nice. Do I know of any good server hosts for multiplayer? I hear verygames.net is good. That's what RD Allen uses. ABC Gaming is trying to get hosting up, and that would be the one that I recommend the most because that's where James Earl Powell has gone. That's why he's quit YouTube and mod making and farm sim in general. He's gone to actually work with a server host. And I'm gonna start a server sooner or later anyway, once it comes down to testing Donetsk. I mean, for the time being, if I do multiplayer, it'll be I'll host it myself and just throw a password on, give it, pop it on stream somewhere. Because I can run a limited game. I can't run like 17 or 12 person full out game, but I can probably host 2 or 3 people. ABC does not currently host farm sim servers, is the issue. They are trying to, but Giants won't let them for some reason. They have a petition up trying to get Giants to change their mind, but I don't quite know how that's going to work out. My chocolate's slightly melted. My chocolate's very melted, good lord. That melted really quickly. Also, I'm not sure why, but the right hand side of my face is really warm all of a sudden. Hey Timmy! Yeah, Summer, you're probably best off trying to self-host for a while. And, if you want to get a game running 24/7, then you can look into getting a server host, but right now you're probably... Like, that's why I'm thinking of just hosting myself, instead of getting some sort of server host in. Server host in, is because I don't really see the need of having a 24/7 game up. I'm nowhere near as big as most of the YouTubers who run daily servers, so I don't see the point of having one myself. Just gonna sort out my water because I haven't done so in a while. And it's always a good idea to have plenty of water. There you go. Hungry? I was a bit peckish, that's why I had a bar of chocolate, but otherwise I'm not good. I'm just a bit thirsty, which is why I'm pouring out my water. I mean, I've only been live for 2 hours. I did run the second set of ads. Not that it matters. Probably nobody saw an ad. I'm still adamant that I didn't cheat Summer. I went into... For anybody who's just after arriving or is wondering what I'm talking about with cheating, I went into the economy.xml in the save file and I checked when the next great demand was in the garden centre. Just to see if I'd be able to get one out before I needed to do all the harvesting, and I could. Well, I did. This is a naturally generated great demand. With a reasonably good multiplier, might I add. A pint of cider would be nice. I don't particularly drink. Unless it's flavoured water. In which case I drink lots. I'm not a big particular fan of alcohol when I rarely drink them. When I do, probably go over the top, but I don't particularly see the point of drinking every day. I know it's apparently healthier, but just don't see the point personally. Each their own, as they say. I really need to bring that. The sheep are already up to that. Oh yeah, because I fast forwarded after the I've accidentally left the sheep for a while incident, which I did notice. I did realise. Yeah, hangovers are awful, and that's kind of why I don't drink. It's just not worth it. Like, I had a week-long hangover before, and that is just... No. No, thank you. There was a thing I meant to say. Oh, yes. There will be no stream on the 21st. 21st of this month, I should say. I have prior... I think it's the 21st. The weekend of the 21st, whatever day that is, that's Sunday, which I believe is in fact the 21st. I have prior engagements that I've had for quite a while, and as a result I won't be at my computer at all that day, so there won't be any stream, there won't be anything going on. I'll try and get a video made. Water with a dash. I don't have a dash of anything in. It's literally flavoured water. I bought it in Tesco. Well, I didn't buy it. It was bought for me in Tesco. There's nothing in it except water and some artificial summer fruits flavouring, which probably less healthy than normal water, but tastes nicer. My ear, the inside of my ear is itchy, so I'm just gonna attack it with a Q-tip. Slightly dodgy Q-tip, but a Q-tip nonetheless. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. Every little helps. I hate when the inside of your ear gets itchy, because there's nothing you can do. You have to find something to stick in your ear, and that's ill-advised at the best of times. I don't know how much more compost there is. Lots. I don't know how much more I'll be able to load with the conveyor belt in its current position. You seldom drink since you drive heavy equipment several days a week. I seldom drink because I choose to seldom drink. Those tram lines look really good now that the crops are grown in a bit. I shouldn't have had that chocolate because now my mouth is all tacky. Hey Dan, you don't need to shout. I am reading chat as I go along. Just having some small issues with driving ability. Ah, that's fixed me mouth issue. The tacky is gone. Now all I can taste is like blackcurrant, which is nice, really nice. I like blackcurrant. It looks like I might be able to start mowing soon as well. Although I'm gonna wait. I've got plans for this round of mowing. I won't be creating compost. The plan is to create silage because I'm gonna get ready for the cows. I'm probably gonna get cows after the next harvest. Although if I get a thing with the things, if what am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Shut up, Dave. No. I'm supposed to be talking. Okay. If I get a thing, I can do the thing. Yes. Well done, me. Oh, that's what I was going to say. If I can overdo the silage and actually fill up the cow silage fully, that's 300,000 litres will fit in there. I'll start work on the BGA, which is good because then I can just set the Deutz at the BGA on course play essentially. And we can work with that quite easily, in fact. Is that 10,000 per load? I wasn't paying attention. Although I do notice now that... Oh, it's 19,000 per load. That makes a whole lot less sense. I am totally using the stream as an instant replay feature for myself. That's what it's there for, isn't it? Like, it's not there to entertain you guys, it's my own personal instant replay so that I can check what's going on. Yeah, it's there for you guys' entertainment. The bonus is it does act like an instant replay for me, which is nice. I missed my turn. I was too busy watching the stream that I should be, you know, paying more attention driving instead of watching myself drive 20 seconds ago. I am good at streaming. I need to start learning to pay more attention to the actual stream itself, or the actual driving in game, instead of chat, in a way. Because I'm constantly checking chat, it's just because there's no messages right now. I've got all my little stuffs going on. You can't see you can't see a lot of what I can see, which is really odd, knowing that I've got just ridiculous amounts of tools at my disposal, including a button to create highlights. Not entirely sure how that button works, but I will eventually use it. I should have used it during that big farm stream when everything started flipping out like mad. Next time something like that happens, it probably won't be too long at the big farm. I will create a highlight. We're at what? 5:25 now and 2 hours into the stream. I may be called off early. Earlier than I expect. I expect to be shouted at about 7 o'clock for dinner. But if I get called down early, that's when the stream will end. So we got either 1 or 2 hours left in the stream. It could be as little as like half an hour. Could be as much as 2.5 hours. I don't know, but everybody's home now, which usually means food will be ready soon. Though I can't smell any food, so we might have plenty of time left. Food is always good. It's just a shame that it does tend to interrupt streams. And I tend to, when I go down for food, I go down and have food and have literally the only cigarette I smoke every day because I keep forgetting my e-cig. And then I have a cup of tea, and tea is as good as food. And then I normally have a little snack because we like having snacks with our tea. It kind of goes out of control very quickly, and I waste a lot of time. I'm usually downstairs for like an hour, if not more. I think it was like 3 hours one day. Although I think I might have fallen asleep at one point. I know. Last night. I'm gonna just talk about this because why not? Last night I actually slept in my chair for the first time in like 3 or 4 weeks. What I'll probably do after the stream and after I've had some food and I can come back up after that is I'll turn on my heater and get my room nice and warm so that I get ridiculously tired. And when I get ridiculously tired, I'll fall asleep at like maybe 11, maybe 12 in my chair. I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, time for bed because I've fallen asleep. And that's how I fix my sleeping pattern. Is I turn on my heater and warm myself to sleep. Which, to be fair, is not a bad plan. Be even nicer if this trailer actually behaved. There we go. Now I'll actually be able to check how much we're getting per trailer. $19,092. So any plan that can get you to sleep reliably is a good plan. Any plan that can get me to sleep reliably is a good plan. My issue is that I have some weird issue. My issue is that I have an issue. Well done, me. My problem is I got some sort of weird issue where I normally don't get tired until about dawn, and that screws up my sleeping pattern. So I'm like, most of the time when I say my sleeping pattern's screwed up, it's perfectly fine for the west coast of America. I essentially run on California time when I screw up my sleeping pattern. And I'm not entirely sure why, but it's a thing that happens. And it's really irritating. Also, the camera's gone wonky again. Probably because I was trying to fiddle with the things. But yeah, whenever I fix my sleeping pattern, I just don't seem to sleep too well. Because I am getting tired already, which is odd. It's something that doesn't happen. I know it's supposedly good because it is like 5:30, and I should be tired at this hour, arguably. But it could be the case where I accidentally fix my sleeping pattern to the point where I start going to bed earlier and earlier and earlier, and that's kind of screwing up even more. Because that has happened in the past where I've gone to bed at like 7 o'clock in the evening. Because I've managed to ruin my sleeping pattern to the point where I'm just in a sleep-heavy pattern. So that's those piles empty. I happen to know that there are some left in the compost mass that we can grab before we have to move the conveyor belt. Ignore the fact that I just shoved the trailer back laterally, and it will be fine. There we go. I'm going to talk real quick about what's going on tomorrow, because tomorrow is the Project Hell stream. Number one, I need to figure out what car we finished with, which is written in a copy book somewhere. Sometime tonight I'm going to set up the Google Doc for tracking all the times that have been done and the order of cars that need to be done yet. I'll try and get all the cars written in tonight, and so that tomorrow and over the next few weeks I just need to write in the times, essentially. I did some testing earlier on today. I kind of mentioned this towards the start of the stream. I did some testing on Project Cars today of the MX-5 Rad Bull. I may need to do something... that may have the slowest outlap in the entire series, because that thing just chews through tires if I push it. I can get about a lap out of it, which isn't necessarily good. It means that every time I need to restart, if I have an incident, it means that I've got to full on reset to the pit lane, drive a super slow outlap, and then hope I don't screw up the only flying lap I get with that thing. Now the upshot of the Rad Bull is it is fast. Oh my god, it's fast. If I can manage braking and accelerating with that thing, that's going to set a really good time, because it is insane on the straight. I saw over 330 kilometers an hour. That's faster than a Formula 1 car in a Mazda MX-5 or Mazda Miata, whichever one you prefer to call it. So that Red Bull, when we finally get to it, is going to be an extremely slow outlap and a really fast outlap. You're looking forward to it, Summer. That's going to be tomorrow. I need to remember what car we finished on last week, because I don't think we actually got a lap in with that. I don't remember getting a lap in with the Aston Martin GT3, but we might have done. So I'll need to double check all that, and then we'll continue on. Once we're through the Aston Martins, we'll be at the Audis. So we'll have several Le Mans prototypes to bring around with the Audis. We got the... Is it 3 R18s are in that game? There's at least the R18 standard, and then you got the R18 e-tron Quattro, the old R8, which is an amazing Le Mans prototype. I think there might be another one other than that. No, I'm thinking of the Bentley Le Mans prototype, the Bentley Speed 8, Speed 6, or whatever that was. That was an amazing car. I remember watching, I think it was Euronews the year that thing won Le Mans, and the 3 green closed cockpit beasts coming over the line. That was amazing. I can't wait for Le Mans this year. Le Mans weekend, by the way, I'm going to be doing something different. I'm going to be doing Project Cars all weekend. I will have to stop at night, obviously, but I'll be watching Le Mans, I'll be playing Project Cars, and I will only be doing laps of Le Mans in LMP1 cars. I will do like a 3 or 4 hour endurance race on the Le Mans track. A full 24-hour circuit, just because the Le Mans weekend I'll have to figure out some sort of... I know it's not till like June, but I have to figure out some sort of way to have Radio Le Mans on for myself and not have it on stream. So I might have some weird funky setup where I'm actually listening to something on my phone while I'm streaming. Because I want to like have them on my second screen while we're doing the stream. So I might not be too interactive with chat that weekend, but I'll do a night stream then on Twitch. I'll work on Donetsk or something, and I'll have general Le Mans chat about the 24-hour race. You can drop in and out as you wish. I'll probably be there the entire weekend because I am a lunatic. And on the Sunday we're going to try and get a race set up. If I can, I'm going to try and set up an online race that starts at 3 PM GMT and goes for about 2 hours around Le Mans in the LMP 900 cars, because I honestly find the LMP 900s more fun to drive than the LMP ones. Or we could all just drive that insane Aston Martin prototype that I was messing about with last week. But that's kind of my plans for June and Le Mans weekend, is some sort of weird car-based streaming extravaganza. Now at night my wheel does make way too much noise, so I can't do a proper night stream of 24 hours of Le Mans on Project Cars with. And if I were to do this, I would have Radio Le Mans playing in the background on Twitch. Can't do the full 24 hours starting at the same time and running through and trying to get as good as some of the LMP2 cars and LMP1. But I will do some Le Mans endurance races, and we're going to try and finish off the weekend with an actual with a multiplayer endurance race, which should be fun. Because endurance racing on Project Cars is just a case of trying to stay out of the way of the AI because they are idiots. At least it is for me anyway. Are we going to get up to 5,000 here? We are. Awesome, that means I can buy my new toy. Now we are going to buy this. It's in Harvesters. Buy the Puttinger Grass Hixler. That's going to attach to the front 3 points of the New Holland, and it's going to be our forage harvester. It's basically exactly what I said I would make. It is the Mix 5 or Mix 6, whatever one is in Farm Sim 15, and they've just put the pickup header on the front. So that saved me doing some mod editing and some actual mod making, which don't want to try and make equipment mods, to be quite honest. So we're going to be using that to make silage. We do need to get a silage trailer. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We're going to do that momentarily. Probably with the next load of silage. Not silage, compost. And that should make us. That should help. Do I have any like big silage trailers available in mods? I didn't really check. We got that, which is modded for some reason. Oh, it's modded for wood chips. Do we have any like really proper big? Oh yeah, I got this as well. This thing can hold seeds. I did say I was getting an overloader. I got a different one than what I thought, but this'll do. We have this, but that only holds 29,000 litres. I'm not paying at 75,000. What's in loading wagons? May need to download some sort of silage wagon. Or I could just get the silage edition of this thing, which is, I suppose, a valid thing to do. Because the version with silage sides can hold more compost if I do, we'll say, 1 round of compost, 1 round of silage. That's kind of roughly the plan. I hope, maybe. This field here we're going to try and do with the old-timer equipment, which might not be the best of ideas, because most of it doesn't work, but we're going to try and use the Giants Classics pack. I'm going to try, and I'm going to do my damnedest to get it to work properly. Which will be a bit of a miracle, but hey. Such as the joy of trying to work with Giants equipment. Missed the trigger point. There we go. And are we gonna have to move the conveyor belt before we go again? Yeah, no. Okay, so that's about as empty as I'm gonna get it. I know I could probably empty it more. You've not tried the classics pack yet. It's a bit of a train wreck summer. Which is a real shame. It's only really useful for decoration. Or if you're doing some sort of montage, I guess. We're showing like bits of work, because it works a bit. More is the worst for this. It works a bit but doesn't work very well. The baler only ever spits out hay bales, which is annoying. The forage machine-y thingy, the forage thing works fine actually. I have no issues with that other than the capacity is a bit low, but that's to be expected for a small piece of equipment like that. That's actually, I'm not going to complain. Top speed's a bit low as well, so it kind of balances out when compared to the Mega that I'm using at the moment. The Classics Pack forage wagon can go 25 kilometers an hour, and only 25 kilometers an hour. You've been taking a break from farm some while you look for a map that you like and actually has everything working. Good luck with that, Summer. I think you'll be waiting a while. I mean, short of Bullet Bill, or well, short of anyone from Mapper's Paradise coming out and saying, "Hey, look, we got a new map out," or NM Modding re-releasing Spring Hill again, I think you might be waiting a while. Because Donetsk is nowhere near done. It's going to be a few weeks, if not a month or so, before I even start putting in buildings, and then after that I've got to script it up and then get some sort of a sheen on it. Then I gotta get working on the PDA map and make sure everything's working, and get all the scripts working, get all that sort of stuff sorted. But I wouldn't, if I had to put a date on Donetsk. You'll probably wait until West Coast comes out. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do, because Donetsk I wouldn't expect to see before June. And if Donetsk is released late in Farmson 15, FS17 comes out soon after, and if I play FS17, I'll get whatever version of Giants that I need to for FS17, and get to work converting Donetsk immediately, albeit without scripts. So FS15 will get essentially a full version, FS17 will get a watered down version because I can't get all the scripts in. Unless I try and recode the scripting, which I don't want to do. So FS17, if I play it, and if I can convert Donetsk easily enough, we'll probably get 2 to 3 versions of Donetsk. FS15 will most likely get the one, where it's just multi-fruit and everything I want in it. straight away. I've realised it's actually easiest to just drive one-handed with this thing. Oh, 2.5 hours live already. Good lord. It almost feels like more just because I'm a bit tired. Not tired enough to end the stream, but I am a bit tired. I kind of hope FSUK hold the Map Mania competition again, but give a bit more time to it because last year's maps were all tiny. Most of them were unfinished. Or not last year's, but FS 2013's. They were all small, mostly unfinished. I've got a sneaking suspicion there's something wrong with my PC because I keep smelling toast. As far as I'm aware, nobody's making toast at the moment. Whoops, that was Alt tab, not Control tab. Not entirely sure why the conveyor belt or the diets can only move at 2 kilometers an hour, but it's a thing that it's doing now. I'd actually love, and this has just popped into my mind. I'd love if NM Modding were secretly working on the map for FS17. That would just be brilliant. If it was like a British and Irish style map. And my PC won't die. There's just something funky going on inside it. I think, maybe. It might just be something in my room smells of toast. Shouldn't, but that's a thing. Because it's not overheating. I'm just putting my hand over the vent now and it's not overheating at all. Yeah, it's fine for heat. It just, there's a funny smell emanating from somewhere in this general area, which could be pretty much anywhere. It could in fact be my own breath. Actually, that's probably most likely because the juice that I'm using is a bit odd. The e-juice, so that could be an explanation. In fact, that is the explanation because I just smelled it. It smells like toast. At least I know what's causing the toast smell now. It's my nicotine addiction. I'm kind of tempted to leave some of this until tomorrow in game and double check to see if the grass is ready to go now. Because if the grass is ready to go, we can just get working on silage now and sell the rest of the compost tomorrow, essentially. Because the price is gonna dump in 10 minutes time. And we're gonna get a big lump taken out of whatever money we have made. So we're gonna go back into debt immediately. However, if we can get silage started, then with the second round of compost sales tomorrow, and selling off whatever excess silage we have, it could work out in our favour. Now the thing with the silage is I do have the Parzio extension installed, which means I will have to compact the silage as I go. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be really fun. I should download a roller mod. Really should download a roller or some sort of silage weight, but I don't have one at the moment. So I'm just gonna be rolling over it incessantly with the tractor for a while. And that's all, my water gone. Not all of it, there's still like most of the bottle left. That's that glass of water thing. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this. All the grass is in fact ready. You'll notice, by the way, there's a yellow stage now to growth. That's letting me know that if I were to chaff it, because I do also have the green chaffy magica mod on. I'm not entirely sure how to describe it. Got that mod where you have to chaff crops when they're still green. That's the stage at which you have to chaff. Well, you can chaff them. So if I was doing corn silage, I'd have to be going around with the silage harvester now, as opposed to later, which is really, 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 really good. It adds a layer of realism because you wouldn't go around with a corn chopper cutting up fully grown, perfectly harvestable corn. That would just be silly and a complete waste of money. It's new for soil mod. No, it's a separate mod entirely. It is something that I've installed. It actually complements soil mod, I think. Where you have to... It's more of a realism mod than anything else. Where I now have to cut silage at the right time in the growth cycle instead of just plain waiting for it to be fully grown. Because if I were to bring a silage harvester into a field of fully grown crops and try and do whole crop, it would do nothing. It would just say, nope, can't do a thing. I can't remember what the... it's the Grünhexter mod, I believe it is. Just gonna double check. Is it down as Grünhexter? EFG... Yes, green chaff cutting in the mod list. It basically means that it complements soil mod in my opinion. It just means that I can't go and be cheeky, which is good because I am cheeky far too much. I'm gonna get it up to about 60,000. I am tempted to... What? I don't want to get an in-game trader, is the thing. At least not now. I think I am going to get the silage sides version of the QM16. But this isn't the QM16, this is the QM11. I'm going to get the silage sides version of the QM11, I would say this is. Just because I don't want to be throwing chaffed grass. Is it the T6 I'm driving? No, it's a T7. There's a mod. Almost everything I have on this farm is a mod. This is a New Holland T7 220 AC. It's part of the big, massive New Holland pack that was released a while back now, I think. There's a link down in the description to the mod list. I believe this is just down as the New Holland pack. Hey again, Faye. I got a great demand. And we're just finishing up setting the compost now. Well, for now at least, there's another great demand coming up tomorrow in game. Totally didn't cheat. Well, I actually didn't. I just checked the XMLs. Didn't do any XML editing for once. I just checked them. So that's good now. So what I'm going to do is go over to mods, tippers, grab this. Hopefully I only bought the one. Farmtech tipper added to mod hoster today, looks good, has an extendable size up to increased capacity to 32,000 litres. I'm going to have a look at that right now. Is it on... it's on mod hoster? I don't remember seeing that when I checked earlier on. Oh, the Juris 2000. Somebody's re-released the Moco again. Hey Pedro, how many times are they going to release that John Deere 956 Moco more? Because I've seen at least 4 different releases now of the exact same thing. I mean, it looks nice, but it's the same more, just being re-released and re-released and re-released. It probably will take chaff. Where is it? There you go. Farm tech. Standard fruit. Yeah, standard fruits and standard scripts. So yeah, it'll take chaff, and let's have a look at what the extension. In fact, the extension boards are silage slides, so it should take chaff. I'm gonna stick with the Marshalls for now. So I don't know if you saw Pedro or Fahy, but I bought a little something a while ago. Well, Pedro, you didn't. You almost definitely didn't see. Bought a little something a while ago that's hidden in behind this trailer here. I bought, I can get this far enough up, a grass chopper. I need to actually mow the grass and get everything rolled up first, but I can give a demonstration of what it's going to look like. Because this is exactly what I was thinking of doing anyway. All you see is me. Oh, god dang it! It is that scene because I don't have... Yes. Oh, dang it. My bad. Forgot to change scene. I bought a grass chopper. Which I inexplicably can't... Why can't I... There we go. There we go. So, what'll happen when I have some more toffee? No, I'm good for food. Now I'm just an idiot. So this is pretty much what I said I was going to make anyway. This is actually a mod that's been released. It's not the greatest of quality, I must admit, just looking at it now. It all works reasonably well. And I've seen Carrera 76 using this quite a bit, so I know this mod actually works. So what I'll be doing is I'll have to mow the grass first. Obviously, then I'll row it up and bring this machine down and make some chaff for the cows that we're gonna buy. But we won't buy them until we've got some hay, not hay bales. Oh, actually, we will have to do some hay as well. Huh. Didn't think that. Well, that means we're gonna wait until after the next harvest. They should have asked the glass. I knew something looked funky about it. Thank you, Pedro. That's exactly what's wrong with it. I knew something looked wrong. Yeah, it's exactly what I said I'd do, is the Max 5 with a pickup header. Also, whoa. Stop. Why are there 2 PTOs? Is it like you get a higher PTO for... That makes no sense. Also, I don't need the PTO attached. Also, I don't need the pipe out. Yeah, because this is a safe way to drive it around. Have the reasonably sharp piece of metal at the front. Tractor joust, anyone? I'm really glad I got the pop filter on my mic, because that would have just made a really loud annoying noise for you guys otherwise. You can just see the end of the pop filter right there. Pop filter in my microphone. Nah. Oh well. Was that me being called out? I'm not entirely sure if I'm being called for food at the moment. What kind of mic do I use? I use a Samsung CO1U. It's like a 50-60 euro USB mic. It's not too bad. It seems to have some weird issue with OBS, but that's about it. Otherwise it seems pretty much every bit as good as a Snowball. Not the greatest mic in the world, I know, because there's like no inline controls on it. But it does exactly what I need it to. If I need to change volumes, I can do it in sound mixers and whatnot. There we go. Sounds pretty good for me. Yeah, that's kind of the entire point. Any mic, as long as you got a pop filter and a boom arm and a shock mount, it's going to sound good. You can get a better mic. Well, I can get a better mic if I really wanted to. But right now there's no need. If I need to get a better mic, I will. I mean, once this mic starts going, I'll start looking at a new one. There's arguably better, but it'll be a pointless endeavour right now, because it works perfectly fine. So let's get going on the mowing. There we go. Butterflies are down. And we're off around the field. I do like these mowers as opposed to having the singular mower like I did like all the rest of the time. It's so much faster to do it. Like these coupled with the bigger windrower, I am very, very glad I decided on that course of action. Oh yeah, we'll be getting more grass than ever this time because of the field 8, so it's going to actually take slightly longer than it did last time. Last time I did this, it took me about an hour and a half. Probably a bit longer than that, but it didn't take a stupid long amount of time. I'm now guessing I wasn't called because there hasn't been another shout from downstairs. Or unless they texted me, which they could have. Let's just check my messages. I'm seeing nothing on my phone, so I'm guessing I didn't get a text of any description. Okay, let's do that. And we're just going to go up and down the field now. Why not? We're going to be rolling this up for silage anyway. Doesn't particularly matter if it's super neat mowing. It's the windrowing that actually matters. headland was actually... I always find that when I'm mowing, a headland is the most important thing, because that really decides if I'm going to get a good mow or not. If I got a bad headland down, it's not going to be a good mow. I don't know if anybody else is like that in farm sim, where the headland actually decides, to an extent, how good the job is going to be. Because if you don't give yourself enough room, you're just going to make a mess. And if you give yourself too much room, you're just giving yourself enough rope to hang yourself. I'm just going to go around in circles, in fact. I know it's kind of weird for me to just change tack like this in the middle of doing a job, but it's a bit easier to just go around in circles. No matter what way I do it, it's still going to get rolled up pretty much the same. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to say again, if you're looking for a decent new band, they're not a new band, but if you're looking for some different music to listen to, I recommend Steam Powered Giraffe. They're a steampunk poppy kind of... it's really hard to describe a genre to them. They're a steampunk band that do really, actually quite funky sounding songs. There's a bit of story behind them. In their own words, there's a story behind them. In real life, there's a bit of story behind one or two members. One member in particular, who... Caitlyn Jenner, we'll put it that way. You know, a genuine, proper transgender person. Not saying Caitlyn Jenner isn't, you know, real transgender, but did it with themselves as opposed to potential TV deals. And doesn't try and belittle the trans community like certain people who may or may not be formerly have been called Bruce do. But that's just my opinion. Forward and slowly, because I can loop around and get into this groove. Hopefully pretty good. Yep. And straighten up. And drop the mowers. I'm pretty sure I've got a shortcut set to drop all the mowers. I just can't. Let's stop up here for a second. Is this my shortcut? Is this it? That's not... Is it this? That's it. Hey! I found my shortcut. I knew I set a button to do it. I just use it so very rarely that I've forgotten. I can't believe I forgot that I had a lower all 3 points button set. Well, raise and lower all 3 points, I guess. Button and everything lowers, nice and gently, and we can do this easily and lovely and brilliantly. I have a feeling I wasn't like called down, but they didn't want to make me angry or something, so they just left me be. Which I suppose is a reasonable thing to do. What time is it? 12 minutes past 6, we've been live for 3 hours almost. I'm gonna finish up here-ish. I'm getting tired and a bit hungry. I want to do... I've got a lot of stuff I kind of need to do tonight. So... well, I need to do some stuff to set up for tomorrow anyway. We'll be going live at 2 or 3. Hopefully without any copyright issues. Unlike last week. I'm sorry that I'm kind of ending early again, but I'm getting tired. My voice is starting to go, which I definitely don't want happening. And I need to double check if I was in fact called down about 20 minutes ago. Just probably far too late for me to get any food if there was any. Hey Thomas, you seem to pick the worst times possible to show up. I'm just starting to wrap up the stream. I'm gonna finish off this field and we'll end it there. Just because I don't want to be streaming when I'm too tired and risk getting overly angry or frustrated like I did on Monday. That's the entire reason I'm ending the stream, is I don't want to have a repeat of Monday where I pretty much have a mental breakdown live. I'm not as tired as I was. Well, I'm actually more tired than I was. I'm not as frustrated or stressed. But Monday was really kind of a bunch of stuff that shouldn't have happened all coming together at the same... Well, a bunch of stuff that I didn't want happening at once, all happening at once. And straw that broke the camel's back comes to mind. So hopefully it won't happen again. I know life has its way of, throwing crap at you whenever something is going well, and the stream most definitely is. So I'm fully expecting something to go horribly wrong in the near future. That's not the weird frame rate issue I had at the start of the stream. So I have no idea what that was. I think it was just my computer struggling to handle me trying to do so much so quickly. It was probably a temperature related issue within my computer that it decided to affect OBS as opposed to anything else, which is somewhat believable. I'm going to set up over on the far meadow, ready for next Tuesday stream. Now, just to reiterate, for anybody who wasn't here towards the start of the stream, tomorrow, well, during the stream I guess, tomorrow is going to be Project Cars. We'll be doing Project Hell again, because we have plenty more cars to go through. We'll be starting off with Aston Martins and hopefully getting down into the Audi divisions tomorrow. Saturday is going to be Donetsk. Sunday is going to be Fallout, because I've kind of decided that's going to be a thing. I won't. I'll be disabling Spotify during the Fallout streams, but I will have some jazz music from Incompetech playing in the background, because Fallout is best with some jazzy background music. Mondays are the Big Farm, Tuesdays are Knuston, Wednesdays are going to be American Truck Simulator. That's going to be a weekly stream on Wednesdays, and of course Thursdays are Knuston again. Knuston is, in my opinion, well, Knuston is for me my favourite series on the channel. I know you guys might have your own personal favourites. Mine is Knuston. I've done my edits to the map to make it my own. It's my favourite map, and I kind of like having it 2 days a week. Donetsk, if I'm in a really making mood some weekend, I might do 2 Donetsk streams. If I'm not, I might do 2 Fallout streams. Fallout and Donetsk are kind of interchangeable streams entirely. But Fallout's a kind of a nice relaxing stream, I guess. So in any case, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, which will be Project Hell tomorrow, or Tuesday, or, well, Monday. Saturday, I guess, if you want to watch Donetsk. Until next time, stay safe, and I've crashed Farm Sim again. And goodbye.